Yo, 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 what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? It's your boy Big Al podcast. We in the building tonight. Yes, indeed. Getting some of that NBA news, some news and notes that I've been catching up on, for the past week. It's something I just want to glance over uh for the past 2 or 3 weeks, season kicking off, getting started. We got some surprise teams like the Cleveland Cavaliers with Kenny Atkins taking over at the helm. Of course, he was assistant under Steve Kerr. He coached the Nets. He did a pretty good job with the Nets before they got rid of him when they brought in Steve Nash as the coach. Kenny Atkins showing he's brought that pedigree of winning over from Golden State and brought it over to Cleveland. Mitchell, Garland balling out, Evan Mobley becoming to his own, Jared Allen doing his thing, and Karis LeVert coming off the bench, being that key player off the bench. And I think, to me, he's the candidate of sixth man of the year. He should get it. Staying healthy, stay healthy. I'm gonna play a bit on 60 games. I think it's his to lose. It's between him or Nazi Reed. So it's a toss up, but I like Karis LeVert putting up those numbers, showing that Cleveland, the best team in the NBA with the best record. They only lost a few games. Then under them would be the Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics are the NBA champions. So until you beat the champs, Celtics the favorite to go back and repeat. Want to get that out there. But other news, the Los Angeles Lakers struggle. Man, all summer we talked about, and the sports world talked about his son get drafted 55. He was the most talked about person in the draft in the second round. And anybody can't nobody even name who got drafted in the first round. You know, I know that the Hawks had the first pick and then the Wizards, but nobody's talking about those guys. Everybody, talking about Bronny James. Should he go to the G League? His dad got him drafted to the Lakers. The Lakers made him draft. Yeah, when you got that power, you got that stroke in the NBA, yeah, you might well go ahead and do it. The owners, they look at the NBA players, nothing but it's a hobby to them. You got some owners care about winning. The Lakers, they care about winning. But I just like how LeBron, he's taking things into his own hands. Like he's basically running like you better do this or else type of thing. And the Lakers are really, really struggling. They started off hot and they getting cold like it is in Dayton, Ohio. They're like 17 degrees cold right now. 4 below cold under the windshield advisor. And them hiring JJ Redick, I was like, what makes you think he was gonna do better than Darvin Ham? Listen, you got Darvin Ham when you coaching LeBron James. LeBron James is coach, but he's not coaching because at the end of the day, he believes his basketball IQ is high, and he figures this would should be done to win games with the Lakers. Then uh, you got Net, which he should have been the starting lineup. They just asserted him in. They need to retool the roster, so to speak. LeBron James need to kind of take a step back and let it be AD's team. When LeBron is ball dominant, the Lakers don't stand a chance. LeBron's got to play off the ball for them to do anything. Play off the ball, LeBron. Ain't nothing wrong with doing that. You in your prime, you already broke the scoring record. Now you created a scoring record probably nobody would ever break. You put score 40 something, 41,000 something points now. I don't think nobody gonna play that long to even break that record. That's gonna be a long standing record. How about you take a back seat and let Anthony Davis control the team. Let him be the focal point of the team. And the Lakers front management to fix this, go get Brandon Ingram. You should never trade him uh when you had him and you brought LeBron over. He was part of that AD, that the Anthony Davis deal. You should have kept him, but you have a chance to go get him. A solid buckets getter. You need a guy like that. Go ahead and trade away D'Angelo Russell and Hachimura. Go ahead, get guys that could fit in, that could basically potentially take over your spot when you're ready to retire. Bronny James can't do it. He's not NBA player. He's not a prototype player. Probably struggling in the G League. But if I'm Bronny James and I see the Laker woes, I'm like, look, listen here. Let me go play in the G League. Let me get my game up too. When I come back, I can contribute to the team. It's like the Lakers, you need all hands on deck to get this thing rolling. Struggling real bad. You're making the franchise look pathetic. And it's like them hiring JJ Redick. It looks like it's going to backfire. You could have kept Darvin Ham if we was going to see the same shit like we seeing now. It's like, what does JJ Redick add as coaching? To me, if he was a good coach, you tell LeBron, which LeBron basically dictates the team. I would tell it, and all by stretch of the imagination, LeBron is one of the best players to play the game, one of the best, top 5, 6, 7 best. You can put them between 1 through 7, depending how you rate the players of that of eras. You got to put him up there. The man is like a freight train. He's a baller. He's pretty good, but he's got to take a step back and get younger guys in the draft. But let's rebuild the draft. So, sometimes it's not about win now. It's about building a culture of winning to win championships. And if LeBron's gonna be the focal point, uh, why even bring players there? You're gonna struggle with LeBron being ball dominant. So if I'm the Lakers, take the ball out of LeBron's hands. Let's bring some young guys. You got net. Get rid of D'Angelo Russell. You got Austin Reeves. You can build on that team. You can go on the draft. Let's get some players in the draft. Let's surround Anthony Davis because LeBron's gonna eventually retire. I don't see him playing past no 42. It's like a lot of wear and tear. Plus, I'm pretty sure he got other business riches he want to do after he played basketball and probably want to get started on it. So scale him back a little bit, JJ Redick. Scale him back a little bit. And the New Orleans Pelicans. Can we say rebuild, 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 rebuild? New Orleans got a lot of injured players. Now, greatest CJ McCollum came back and DeJounte Murray came back, but still got Herb Jones out, Zion Williams with his hammy problem. And I think Brandon Ingram may be coming back, or if he's not back already, but if I'm them, I wouldn't play him. I'll wait for a trade and try to get other pieces around and blow the ship up. Fire the coach, get another coach in there. Willie, my boy, you had several years to get this thing together. CJ McCollum is not getting younger. You got a stud in DeJounte Murray. Then you have to figure out what the Zion Williamson problem. I just think he's just not getting into shape. So while he's having these hamstring injuries, maybe a change of scenery may do, maybe a trade may do, but he can't go to New York. And guess what? They got Cat. You know, go ahead and just, cut your losses and trade him. You should have traded him in the draft and just got some draft picks for him and been done with him. I don't think Zion is dedicated playing with the Pelicans. But when he gets on the court, he's a difference maker, especially playing alongside with Brandon Ingram. Then you got DeJounte Murray. Then you got McCollum. Then you got Alvarez coming off the bench. But you got a lot of injuries, and the coach is going to be the sacrificial lamb. You know, it's not even being predicated on the season, being predicated on the past couple seasons. Like, why are we not winning? We're winning, but we can't get over that hump. We got the number one pick in the draft, and we can't get them to play a whole season. It's those kind of things that's knocking at the doorstep. Come on, let's go ahead and blow this team up and start from scratch. I would trade McCollum. I would keep DeJounte Murray, that Alvarez guy, Herb Jones, or whatever the guy's name is. And you can start with them. Brandon Ingram, he wants to go with the winning team. Grant him his wishes and send him off and let him do what he got to do. That'd be the best thing to do in all teams. I said all teams. Yeah, all teams and everybody wins in this scenario that I'm bringing up. Because for a while, I thought Pelicans would be the team that they could make some noise. And I was thinking from their progression, it's regression. They went back some. And maybe you got McCollum at the age now. He's been in the league for 10, 11, 12, or 13, 14 years, but close to 13 years in the league. And he's not getting no younger. It's like, do we just go ahead and get rid of or do? But hey, but I'm more focused to get rid of Zion. You got the rumor about Brandon Ingram probably get traded. I don't see it right now, but I see it at the trade deadline. I think Pelicans will probably go see can they turn this thing around. But it's going to be real hard out there in the West because the West, what they say is wild, 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 wild West. Like my boy, Kumo D. Hey, I like to go downtown. Yeah. All right. Get into the, Timberwolves. I'm going to get a little perspective on the Knicks and Minnesota to trade with Cat for Julius Randle. And I'm looking as the season go. I watched them play tonight. Minnesota made a big mistake for trading for Julius Randle. He is not Cat. Cat can shoot the three. He can stretch the floor. He can play in the paint. There's something about Cat. He got the charisma. But when he's on, when he's on, he's on. He is a game changer. I remember he said he felt like as a player that he is, he changed the game. I mean, that's up for debate if you want to debate it. But he's definitely a game changer, going with the Knicks with playing alongside with Mikal Bridges and Brunson and OG Anunoby, Josh Hart and Brunson. So and he's putting up the best statistical numbers, 25 points per game. I'm pretty sure Minnesota didn't want to do the trade, salary cap reasons. And again, this is what we get with the salary cap. If you're building something with your team, you have to keep those players. You got to take whatever luxury tax you get as long as you win it. So now you got Minnesota still trying to find our identity. They went on a 3-game winning streak. Well, 4 now. So they try to find their identity. I like Julius Randle. Julius Randle's a hard worker. The man can play, but he's definitely not no cat. He's not no Karl Anthony Towns, not from a stretch of imagination. He can only go one way. I don't think he can go left. He goes right, I believe. He goes one way. So now you kind of pigeonholed yourself, at least with Cat Williams could just Cat Williams. That Karl Anthony Towns can distribute the ball. He can play in the paint. And to me, he was the one that made Gobert better than what he is on the offensive side of the ball. I always say like they should start Nazi Reed and put Gobert at the four. Nazi Reed can score, and Gobert, you don't want to have him in because he can't put no points on the board. You know, he's an offensive liability. So you put Nazi Reed up in that center position, or you put Gobert at the forward position. Now, as far as him being the center of the defensive player of the year, I doubt that because in the playoffs he let Jokic use and abuse him. He treated him like a wicked stepchild. Pop, 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 pop. He did what he wanted to do with him. I was like, where is the defensive player of the year guy at? He disappeared like it was David Copperfield, like nowhere to be found. And that's part of the Minnesota whirlwind of struggling. But now they kind of turning it around now, and they got Mike Conley as the point guard. I love Mike Conley. I just think to me he's at a stage now where he should be brought off the bench, and they should be developing that point guard they got from the Spurs in the trade when they got him on draft day is Denley. They need to start developing him. Let's go ahead and put some emphasis on him. Let's get these young guys going. You know, you got David Chinzo, you got Alexander Walker. So you got guys that's built for the future that could be complementary to Anthony Edwards. Julius Randle, he just doesn't fit in with Minnesota's style of playing. So maybe you go ahead and try to move him in the draft to see if you can get one of those power forwards that can stretch the floor, that can shoot the 3 point. I mean, Julius Randle shoots the 3 pointer too, but he's not efficient as Cat. Cat is. Cat just got traded for Sally Cat reasons. It's like anytime you do that, it's like you messed up the team's chemistry on what they build when you bring in other guys. So now they have to play together to build up some commodity and build up the chemistry. But in that trade, the Knicks definitely won that trade. Definitely won that one by a long slide. Uh, Now we're reading a cover story about Lonzo Ball's comeback. Lonzo Ball get drafted into the NBA. I knew he was going to be so special. I touted him as the next Jason Kidd of the NBA. Uh, to me, he did. He just got caught up in the trade when they brought in Anthony Davis. The year he played with LeBron, they didn't make the playoffs. LeBron got hurt. They should have ran it back, and it probably would have won the championship. You know, you had a lot of execs at that time was like, "This is the team on the rise, thinking they could be something." But you know, back to Lonzo Ball, shout out for him coming back uh, after being gone almost 3 years with that knee injury and multiple surgeries. It just shows the fact how resilient he is, and if he gets back to playing like he used to, it will be one of those comeback stories, and he could be an all-star. Lonzo Ball, when I see him play at UCLA, and even though he struggled a little bit with the Lakers, you see glimpse of uh, superstar in Lonzo Ball. And just for him to come back and coming off the bench, because you know it looked like he probably would have never come back. It looked like he had that Brandon Roy effect, where Brandon Roy messed his knees up in his cartilage and tried to come back. He just wasn't ever the same. It was a sad situation, but with sports medicine now, anything is possible where you can come back from devastating injuries. And to know he had several surgeries to finally figure out what was a lingering issue for him to come back, it says a lot. But yeah, Stephen A. Smith, come on, Steve, when he said about the company said about Lonzo Ball, listen, like even include me, we don't know what these guys playing sports go through and the injuries they accumulate. It's not that they don't want to play, but they can't rush the process. Like it's a business. It's all about that cheese. So why Rich try to hurt himself and mess up his money? Because for real, a lot of NBA contracts are not guaranteed. They say it is, but it's not. That's just for those top draft picks. Their money is guaranteed. But as you get older and you go into your other contracts, nothing is guaranteed. And for him, and for the cover story read for him to go through those aches and for him to even step foot on the court is a miracle. And with him and Giddy can play uh beside each other when he gets those minutes restriction off, man, they're gonna really make some noise. And they're not that bad in the break. I think they're 10 and 14. So there's a lot of basketball to be played, and they can turn the whole thing around. You got Zach LaVine, Vucic, Pat Williams. So uh you got players that's there that can help win now. I just I just see big things going on if they could just stay the course. So yeah. But anyway, but Lonzo Ball, I think those big baller brand shoes, man, Chalet. I would have never played in those things. And I like LeVar Ball as a dad, but man, you fuck your son's knees up. You know, you almost cost the man his career. He said he's coming back, and hopefully in the middle of the season he can work his way in the starting lineup and play besides Josh Giddey. Let's go. Oh my goodness, I can see that those guys playing now next to each other. Is gonna be a lot of ball passing, a lot of fundamental plays, easy plays, as I will say, for real, for real. Then Keegan Murray, Sacramento Kings. Another note that I took, I was asking myself, like, is DeRozan holding back Keegan Murray? Because this should be Keegan Murray's breakout year. He broke out last year, so he belonged in the league. And now it's like he's back progressing. Only scoring about 12, just about 12.2 per game, 12 points per game. And DeRozan's 35. I think he should take the role that Paul George wanted to take when he signed with the Sixers. Like, you know what? I'm going to sit back in the cut, let these young guys do the thing, and I'll just be there to get my shots or whatever. And DeMarcus DeRozan can still play, but he's at the age now, like, you know what? If we're gonna win, it's gonna be at these young bucks, but I can still be incorporated to where I can put points on the board and still kind of mentor those young guys because you get a taste of winning on a consistent basis and they going back to winning, they struggling with DeMarcus Rosen, kind of messed up the team chemistry. And when you get DeMarcus Rosen in, I was be like, look, hey bro, you got to play to our style of basketball. If we playing this way, let's go ahead and play this way. You know, you can't play the way that you want to play it. It don't work that way. But hopefully they start meshing because especially during the playoff time, even though they're 11 and 12, if when they start the season go on and turn things around, they got to be ready for the playoff mode. It's like, come on, boy, get my boy Keegan ready. Get him ready for that prime time action. You got to get the man ready so he can be ready. Feel what I'm saying? and the 76ers rebuild mode. If I'm the Sixers, they brought in Paul. I think Paul George thing was like, okay, I'll be the third option. I don't have to put wear and tear on my body because we already got Maxi and MB. I could be that piece that they needed and they wanted. It's really backfiring now. You got MB going through personal issues, and now it's like him and Maxi, they're not getting along. As Maxi called him out for being late for team meetings. And team meetings are important, especially if you're the team captain. You're supposed to be the leader. So there's uh, uh, a lot of bull crap going on, but behind the scenes in that locker room that they really need to get it together. If they don't get it together, the Sixers, y'all in trouble. Then the bright spot of is they got that McClain rookie guy putting up numbers, but now they got him on the bench now. Maybe he probably good because they got Kelly Oubre back. And when they get MB back, let's see if they're gonna turn this season around, they really got to put the pedal to the metal and the balls on the wall if they're gonna make any noise. Uh, with the trying to get in the playoffs. But like I said, we got a long way and a lot of basketball. I just seen teams. Probably like maybe one or two teams in history to have that record like they have to go and make the playoffs. But we shall see as the season go on. But that's all my NBA notes. About to jump on. Peace, like, share, subscribe. Big Out Podcast. One love, y'all.